Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas, NFL live stream 1 week before the NFL owners meeting. Yes, it is 9:34 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am later starting than I intended, but it's for a good reason. And the reason is this, that I was up until, I don't know how late. Well, it wasn't until daybreak, so it wasn't that long. Hey, Andrew, how are you? But the bottom line is, I worked on a blog and video blog post I'm very, very proud of because I had the time to do so. Hey, how are you, Patrick E? And that blog post is about, hey, how are you, Miguel? And how are you, Jose? Is it Jose or is it, yeah? Or is that, yeah, how are you? But how y'all doing? Give me a chance. By the way, if you go to zenny62.com, if you don't want to watch this on YouTube, you can actually watch this now live right at zenny62.com. It's really cool. It really is. In fact, let me show you this since I can move this around. I'm actually using a selfie stick now, so I can grab this, in a decent way, right? And turn this around. Actually, no, I don't have to do it turn it like that. What I can do is, hey, John Marks, how you doing? Watch this. See that? I am actually now pointing at you on my blog. See? So you can go to zenny62.com here, and you can see the, thank you, Barry Lee. You can see the live stream. It is what happening or not, Marlon? Let me know. But see, isn't that cool? So you can go to zenny62.com and watch the live stream here, which means you can also watch it on your mobile app as well, because this is the first video that comes up on your mobile app. John Marks, I'm doing well, man. Hey, I hear you. Go watch The Walking Dead. I feel like The Walking Dead, Thomas. I really do. I feel like The Walking Dead. All right, so let me turn this around. But are they going to Vegas? Is who going to Vegas? You mean the Raiders? I'm going to tell you this. If I said it in my blog post, I've said it in my video, and after my research producing the blog post that I distributed today and the video blog, I will say this, all right, that if the NFL approves the Raiders to move to Vegas after what I posted and the amount of money that the Raiders would leave, it would be tantamount to playing a cruel joke of Mark Davis. A very cruel joke. To set up an owner in a situation where he is going to be in deficit by as much as $1 billion over 30 years? No. And then to start him off in a situation where structurally he's running a deficit? No. Now, for those of you who are wondering what I'm talking about, I'll explain. In fact, right now, what I'm doing right now is I'm meta tagging my live stream. But what started me on this journey, and I explained it, and yes, I am going to the NFL owners meeting. It's not this weekend. The annual meeting is next weekend. Thank you, Marlon. I appreciate that. It's next weekend. Now, if there's another NFL meeting I don't know about, so be it. I'm not going to be there. But there you go. I am going to be at the annual meeting. I've got my hotel room. I've got credentials. So I'm ready. Now, stream status is good. That's excellent. And I am going to hold this so that I don't lose the phone. And yeah, Mark Davis did put himself in this situation, but I don't think Mark Davis understands the gravity of the situation now, and I don't think he's getting good advice. Either he's not getting good advice or he's not listening to anyone. It could very well be the latter and not the former. But what I'm referring to is the problem where transportation costs off-site. Golden State Raider, how are you? were left out. Transportation infrastructure costs were left out of the project, total project costs for the stadium. They were, when I say left out, I mean, what happened? Excuse me, I have to cough here. Excuse me. What happened was that, thank you very much. What happened was that when the Southern Nevada Tourism and Infrastructure Committee originally met, the first SNTIC documents prepared by Joe Aguillo, Las Vegas Sands, Majestic Realty, and the Oakland Raiders were such that the overall cost of off-site transportation infrastructure improvements was assumed to be between $115 million and $150 million. There was no bullet point to explain where that came from. Nothing. As the SNTIC progressed through its schedule and the blanks were filled in place for such information as stadium size, possible locations, although nothing to this day has really been solidly settled. Russell Road is okay, but the mayor wants Cashman. As all that and other considerations were being met, and particularly how the hotel tax would be sized. Because when I say sized, I mean in terms of the rate. Because it started off as 0.07%, or in other words, 0.7% increase, and then it went up to 88 100ths, which is where it is now, okay? But as all that took place, the matter of transportation improvements and needed upgrades was not the central point of any meeting day. In other words, a whole 2 hours wasn't spent talking about transportation with a consultant and going over how the stadium and its traffic output would impact what freeways and roads are there and their dimensions and capacity capabilities, and how they would have to be changed in order to accommodate such a large facility. That didn't happen. Then, at first, the assumption was that state and local government and the federal government would pick up that tab. It was assumed. There was never an actual price tag or a matching of dollars to projects that was done by the SNTIC. Okay? And I'm not putting the SNTIC down. Had a tough job. The members, led by Nevada Economic Development Executive Director Stephen Hill, who works for the governor of Nevada, Brian Sandoval, were basically asked to do or to make a 2-year pre-development analysis and study within just 6 months. That's virtually unheard of. And because of such a rushed schedule, mistakes were bound to be made, and they were. And this is a huge one. A huge one. Anyway, the way everyone sort of ignored the mistake was, I'll get to your questions in a second, everybody. Just let me explain this. Give me this sort of chance to give you this preamble where we are, and then I'll get to your questions. And I'll say some of your questions are kind of final, like, are we going to do it or not? Well, you know what? I will say this again. Even if the NFL votes for Vegas, I think that they're basically doing it as a joke to Mark Davis, if it happens that way. And it's for the reasons I'm explaining. So I really need you to pay attention to what I'm saying. Please? Okay. Hold off your questions until I get done, which is going to be very, very soon if you just kind of let me finish with this monologue. Now, what happened was that during that time, Adelson laziness set in. And no, I'm not saying that Sheldon Adelson, the Las Vegas Sands CEO, is lazy. No, I'm saying it's the laziness by others of thinking that Uncle Sheldon will be there. First time I use that term. I kind of like that. Uncle Sheldon will be there. He'll give us the money we need. He's got bucks. He's worth 30 million. Excuse me, 30 billion. Huh. $30 billion. Okay. And that idea was advanced by a number of people. Majestic Realty Vice President Craig Cavalier on July 11th. Robert Goldstein, the president of Las Vegas Sands, shortly thereafter. Different meeting. Oh, tabs on us. Or as Majestic's Cavalier said, team's picking up the tab. When he said team, I thought, the Raiders? The Raiders don't have that kind of money. I don't remember Bedane chiming in and saying, hey, that's not us. But he could have meant team as opposed, but he said the team, not our team. But he said the team. That was interesting. Nobody questioned Cavalier about that one. But I digress. The bottom line is that Sheldon Adelson was expected to pay for all the cost overruns. Originally, Cavalier had asked for and received and pretty much insisted on something called a tax increment financing district, or tax district. And the reason he wanted that was that it was the only way that Majestic could see recouping its costs. Why? Because, hey, Hector, how are you? You know, I'm in the middle of my monologue. You haven't missed anything. You've arrived. Now, there is, in real estate and investment analysis, a concern over basically what's something called an internal rate of return. And that's just the amount of money that you're going to make back off your investment over X period of time. And for a project like this stadium project, maybe 7 or 9% is doable. And that's about the ballpark they were in. The trouble is, the more money that you had the developer pay, the lower the rate of return to the developer. What do I mean? I mean this. I'll put it another way. Basically, you want a situation where you're spending as little of your own money as possible. You want to spend other people's money. Hence the whole public money issue, right? And I'm talking about it from a developer standpoint. How real estate investment analysis works. So you want to be in a situation where you're not in danger of spending more money that you'll get back in revenue. Sheldon Adelson is so rich, it didn't matter to him. He wasn't concerned about an internal rate of return. He quite literally wanted to invest in Las Vegas as a community gift. That was the idea. That was Mr. Adelson's idea. Okay? Now, what happened was that while Adelson was involved, Uncle Sheldon, paying for off-site infrastructure, plus it was only $150 million, right? Then, remember I talked about the tax increment district? Now, what's a tax increment district? It works like this. Let's say we are all property owners, and we agree that, hey, we want to take the property tax that's generated from each of the buildings we own in our neighborhood, And instead of having that property tax be given to part to the city, part to the county, part to the school district, and so on, we want to have that property tax used in our area for such things as new roads, improved sewers, more police. You get the idea, right? That was why Cavalier called for it, but with a twist. With a twist. The way the Las Vegas Stadium Authority was designed originally, it was developer controlled. So you had a situation where Majestic was trying to figure out how it could get its investment back, not necessarily use the tax money for public infrastructure, but to use it to fuel its own development in that area so they could build buildings with a better rate of return because it was using public money from tax increment, right? And therefore recoup its investment from the revenue from those buildings that they were thinking of building. That was their idea. Now what happened was that as the public got wind of what was being proposed, you had at one point a project that was going to spend about over $1.1 billion in public money. Now, when you have a guy like Adelson who's worth $30 billion, people are just scratching their heads like, hey, have we all gone insane and allowed this? Okay. So the politically sensitive SNTIC, to make a long story short, took tax increment financing off the table. What was once a solid part of the deal, to the point where a separate section was written about TIF and research was done, and not only that, the research was poor. I'll say this. The research was shoddy. It was just plain shoddy. So, what was done was, they eliminated it. Why? Uncle Sheldon's gonna pay for it. Uncle Sheldy's got us covered. Uncle Sheldy's back pocket. Uncle Sheldy's cool. Uncle Sheldy's worth $13 billion. Yeah. Okay. Now, something funny happened on the way to Uncle Sheldy's bank. I'll get to what happened in a second. You'll know it when I say it. At any rate, the Nevada legislature passed the Senate bill with the recommendations from the SNTIC. The SNTIC essentially created the Southern Nevada Tourism and Infrastructure Act. It passed the Nevada Senate October 10th, and then it passed the Nevada Assembly October 14th, but not without some drama. Now remember that you had $150 million ostensibly paid for, or to be paid for, off-site infrastructure, but everyone assumed it was going to be state and local government, right? But then Uncle Sheldy came along. I'll pick up the tab. Okay, excuse me. Oh, coffee for some reason. Boy. Anyway, okay, sorry about that. Wow. At any rate, it was assumed that Uncle Sheldy would pick up the tab. Okay, so now on October 4th, a fissure opened in the earth cracks related to this project. And out came this incredible monster. And that incredible monster made its way to the governor's office from NDOT. That's right. It was a very big monster. A huge monster. bigger than Godzilla and King Kong combined. As now President Trump would say, it was huge. Huge. So huge that its makers didn't want anybody to see it. At all. No one had ever seen anything like it before. At all. And what was this something? Well, it's a study. A study called Las Vegas NFL Stadium Traffic Impact Alternatives. That study. Now, that study. Again, I'll take your questions afterwards. Just hold off. Chill off for a second. Listen. 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 I want you to listen. I want you to pay attention, if you will, please. Now, that study said that the stadium would produce so much traffic that it would call for a total of almost $900 million, $889 million if you like, in $1 billion if you like, almost, in traffic infrastructure improvements. Now, this is where everything gets really funny. The study was released on the 4th of October. No one saw it until reportedly one person read it in the governor's office on the 10th of October, but the Nevada legislature had never seen it. And not only that, what was going on the 10th of October? It was, drumroll please, Nevada Senate was in session and meeting and discussing the passage of Senate Bill 1, which would, at that time, had it been voted upon favorably, and it was, put into life the Southern Nevada Tourism Infrastructure Act, which contains the $750 million subsidy that you and I all know about, and some don't necessarily love, which hasn't even taken place yet because the NFL hasn't voted yet. Now, Senate passed it. On to the Assembly. Now, all this is Republican controlled. They go on the Assembly. And what happens is, in the Assembly, we find that there's a lot more opposition. And Las Vegas Sands is firing up its army of lobbyists, meeting with Assembly people late into the night, into the wee hours of the morning. If you followed this on Twitter like I was, you were part of that via social media. Had your coffee. Whew. And they were, at one point, to a point where it looked like SB1 was going to lose. And then the shit really hit the fan. Yeah. Godzilla surfaced. And Godzilla surfaced in the form of that report. And Godzilla surfaced by a reporter with the Las Vegas Sands news organization. That's right. The same organization that Shell Nadelson owns. How about that? So, have Mr. Adelson's news organization out there putting this report on Twitter and on their site, and all hell broke loose. I mean, Godzilla, quite literally fired his atomic breath all over the legislature from a policy perspective. Oh boy, legislators on Twitter, oh my God, they went ape. There's $900 million that they weren't told about. Las Vegas Sands, and this is where Mark Davis should be really, really ashamed of how he treated Sheldon Adelson. Because Mr. Adelson, through Andy Aboud, his senior vice president for government affairs, who led the lobbying effort, put his army of lobbyists to work, and they did the impossible. I'll tell you, folks, I thought that deal was dead. I did. I thought, you know what? Dead. DOA, dead on arrival. No way. You talk about log rolling, vote trading, making promises that you probably shouldn't have made, with legislators that don't make a lot of money, that don't meet every year, that have their own businesses and so are ripe for being bought. Yeah, I said it. Ripe for being bought. I'm going to curse right here, and I'm going to say it straight out because it's appropriate to. Andy Aboud worked that shit, man. However you or I may feel about this whole Raiders effort and trying to get the Raiders to Vegas, which I think is a ridiculous idea, I salute Andy Aboud. I really do. I salute him. Because as a government affairs person, he did what he's supposed to do. He worked magic. He got the votes. At a time when, considering that Godzilla was roaming through the legislature, they had no business getting him. None. Whatsoever. And the reason why I'm talking to you about this and I'm spending so much time is because few are. You're not going to hear this story around much. I mean, you can read about it here and there, but you'd be hard-pressed to find one video blog that gives you the backstory. Okay? But it's what I'm saying. So my point is that hey, by the way, if there's somebody that needs to be blocked, just make a list and I'll go and block them later. But I want to get this out of the way. I want to have I'm into serious talk tonight. I really am. I'm not in for tomfoolery. Or Miguel foolery, for that matter. I'm not in for babysitting. You're all adults. Come on. Now, Senate Bill 1 passed. And then the problem started. First, Adelson was in Tel Aviv. This was November 13th, I believe. And someone put a mic in his face, and he basically said, the Raiders want everything. Oh, my God. They want all this. They want everything. I don't know. Basically, Adelson said he was willing to walk away from the deal if he didn't get what he wanted. So Mark Davis, who's already feeling disrespect from a number of people, I've talked about this before, a number of levels, he, for some reasons that are correct and a lot of others that are simply incorrect, feel that people don't respect him. I do. I've told him that. I do. So he reacts to the way Adelson's treating him and thinks, hey, I'm the owner of the Raiders. You're not going to treat me this way. And so he engineers a deal with Goldman Sachs trying to go behind Adelson's back. And there's a reason for this. Because Adelson is a casino mogul. And the NFL does not want casino moguls not just owning an NFL team, but having any position in the monetary flows associated with an NFL stadium. Now, what do I mean? Buying tickets, buying advertisements at a stadium, being nearby, all that stuff. The NFL as a whole has a big issue with that. Now, there's certain people in the NFL who don't. Jerry Jones doesn't. For sure. And I know in other leagues, like NBA Commissioner Dave Stern personally told me this year, gambling, get over it. Who cares, you know? It's inevitable. That sort of thing. But the bottom line is that Roger Goodell represents the NFL's present and past as NFL commissioner. And the league has always been skittish about gambling. for a host of good reasons. So the word was, hey, Mark, I don't think we're going to be able to get you into Vegas with Adelson. And so here Mark is trying to establish this alternative route. Okay? He's not really being honest with Sheldon Adelson about it, saying, hey, maybe we can engineer something different because this is causing me a problem. And he should have been honest with him. But, hey, Sheldon was able to, go along. But he did say, at one point, he said to Yahoo, and I've said this before, I want to get some money out of this deal. He didn't want to recoup his entire investment, but just a little bit. He wanted to bet his beak a little, So, he went back to meeting with Mark on a fairly regular basis. And meanwhile, this is now going in 2017, Mark Bedane starts working with the new staff of the new first Clark County, now Las Vegas Stadium Authority. And they work on a preliminary stadium lease agreement. Okay? And that preliminary stadium and lease agreement was done without the input of Las Vegas Sands. Sheldon Adelson and Andy Aboud hit the ceiling because they found out quite literally it was behind their backs. All right? Now, let's see here. I'll get to that person in a second. Don't worry, I'll block everybody that's been acting up. They're gonna be gone like that. No, don't worry. Lightning's gonna strike when I'm done. No problem. Now, back to my point. Then we can have some fun exchange. After that happened, Adelson said he was just out, and he wrote a rather lengthy explanation as to why. He didn't like being double-crossed. That's how he saw it. Mark Davis, who does have a history of not acting in good faith in business with the city of Oakland, did not act in good faith business with Sheldon Adelson, and it cost him. Right after that happened, the political climate changed. You saw more and more negative articles in the Las Vegas Review-Journal related to Oakland. Excuse me, not Oakland. Related to the Raiders in Las Vegas. The Oakland Raiders. And on top of that, something else happened that's critical to this entire picture. After the 2016 election, the presidential election, the Nevada legislature shifted. It went from Republican-controlled to Democrat-controlled. It's Democrat-controlled now. And that means a greater desire to spend money on programs, entitlement programs, if you like. Programs that help people. I'm a Democrat. But I digress. And so, when Adelson got out, suddenly there was talk of unraveling the subsidy. Because, Mark can't possibly get this money, right? Not at all. Then, ding! After some silence, Mark Davis surfaces with Bank of America, goes to Boca Raton, Mayor of Oakland is there as well, and meets and presents Bank of America representatives and says that they have an understanding of a deal. They have the documents that would craft the deal. And I've had that confirmed by email. I haven't seen the documents, though, so I'm still wanting to see the documents. I don't trust anyone. I don't care what title they are. I'm not from Missouri, but you got to show me anyway. So, something very, very big happened right after that. On March 9th, the Regional Transportation Commission met. And it said that they wanted the Raiders to pay for the entire off-site transportation infrastructure cost. Folks, you don't think that's nuclear? I think that's nuclear. Among other things, if you know the law as it was written, and I love it, I love this stuff. You might be angry with me that I'm not interacting, but I just want to talk about this because policy is where I live. Policy is what I went to school to do, you know? And I started my media company to be able to talk about policy as I wish with other people and communicate and interview. At any rate, I don't want to get off on that. My point is that I love this stuff intellectually. So if you love policy, we're going to be friends for a long time. And I think that's why you're here. At any rate, what happened was that Kristen Giuliani, among others, said, she doesn't want the stadium, but others on the ROTC do, but they want the Raiders to pay for everything. And guess what? They've got the law backing them. Okay? For the first time, they've got the law backing them. And I say that yelling the way I am for this reason. This so-and-so wrote a comment earlier today on my first video stating, well, the NDOT had this one interchange in 2008 and this other one. And I said, well, what's your point? Yeah, so that doesn't mean that they're not going to need those to be built. Well, they're already on the books and they haven't built them, so there's no reason they're going to build them now. That's not the point. The point was that now the law says the Raiders have to pay for these improvements for the stadium. And they want all these activities front-loaded and done either before or when the stadium opened. Okay? What does that mean? I will tell you what it means. It means cost. Cost. A cost that, because of the history that I told you, never effectively wound up in the Raiders pro forma. And so what I did in making a new pro forma was essentially answered the question that Clark County Commission Chair Steve Sisolak put out, which is, hey, what's this going to look like now that Bank of America is involved? I'm thinking, well, no one's putting in the transportation cost either. I did, because the Raiders have to pay for it. But something else you have to understand, it's not just the Raiders have to pay for it, but because the political climate has changed, the Raiders are being punished by someone saying, you're going to pay this. Oh, and by the way, yeah, buddy, here's the law saying so, okay? When people don't like you, they use laws against you. When they like you, they ignore the laws. That's history. That's how a lot of blacks were treated in Chicago. Oh, you got this law in the books about, shouldn't be doing this. Write you up, throw you in jail, right? White person gets away scot-free. I didn't know that law existed. Oh, really? And I'm the cop? Well, I didn't know that. Oh, you're black? Oh, okay. It's the same thing. They don't like a lot of them, the stadium being there. They want that money for something else. They see Davis, some of them, as a double crosser because of Adelson. And so the tide has turned. And that's where we are. I wanted to give you a true picture of the cost of this project. And I wanted to force people to think about what's going on. Because we're from a media standpoint, it's either a horrible situation or there's some opportunity, but intellectually it's horrible. People don't want to think. They just want to throw out their ideas and argue and threaten each other. I am forcing people to think. I am going to make your head hurt. I'm going to take you back 25 years before the internet when you had to read things to understand them. Okay? I know it's, kind of a tough go, but sorry. I'm going to make you do it. I'm going to make you think. I'm going to make everybody involved in this think. That's what I'm doing. And that's why I did it. Because no one wants to do any work anymore. It's, you've got this article, that tweet, everything else. Do some fucking work. This is ridiculous. That was even true in the Oakland case. They talk about that for days. About how spreadsheets weren't done that should have been done, like back in September 13th. This is not hard stuff, but you have to put your mind to it. All right, now, let me see what kind of damage you guys have been doing online here. All right. T.I. Howard, I'm starting with you. Now, if you have a question, we now have Super Chat. You can put it on there. Also, if there's something I missed, please repost it so I can get to it. But I wanted to get out of the way that explanation. It's vitally important to this project. 1 week before the NFL owners meeting. Let's see here. Zinni, have you communicated with any Nevada legislatures about the transportation costs since Mark announced his association with B of A? I haven't. I sent out some emails about my blog post. I did do that. Yeah, I did. Octavia Harris, old news, Zinni. We need to stop worrying about Las Vegas not working. More should think a bigger, better stadium in Oakland is Super Bowl worthy. Where are the designs? Octavio, I think you're absolutely right, okay? And I ask that question all the time. I'm told they will surface. I don't know the stadium is going to be bigger than 55,000. It should be, because with, as you know, stadium increase in size to accommodate for Super Bowl, you get better sponsorship terms. I'm still working on that. I haven't got an answer yet. Don't worry. I got you. Ellis Conway, who do I block? Block some random guy? Okay. Okay, some random guy is, let's see here. Some random guy is blocked. Some random guy is blocked. Okay, anybody else? Hey, Golden State Red, I blocked some random guy. That person is gone. Okay, Miguel, I got that. Yep. Anybody else I should block? Yeah, sorry about missing all that. I appreciate you all, telling me that. And anyone visiting the home of the Zinsters, let me tell you something. We got a tight, smart group here. One day, it'll be outstanding to get everybody together. I want to get more women involved, though. I gotta change that somehow. Really make it fun. But my whole point is talking about sports, business, and policy, and the Raiders, and the Niners, and the Cowboys, and the NFL, and the A's, and the Giants, and the Warriors. Well, anyway, you get the idea. The mind is turning. Let's see here. Someone Shu makes a good point. In fairness, there are no Las Vegas renderings either. It's just the Carson rendering photoshopped on the Las Vegas desert background. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes. Now, let me go up. Thank you, Miguel. Miguel called it out correctly. Absolutely. Now, GP Winston, Zinni, has B of A confirmed their loan publicly? If not, are they waiting for the NFL vote before waiting to officially commit? They haven't committed their loan publicly. To answer your first question, to answer your last question, I don't know, but I'll find out. And there's a way I could find out if that person responds. We'll see. But we'll see. I have the email to the president of the Bank of America, okay? That, and he's responded back before. So, on another issue. So, why not? See what happens. What is the acreage of the Las Vegas site? It seems hilariously small. It says Athletic Firmo. 62 acres. Actually, it's fairly sizable when you look at it. Sure, was Tom Marinovich the greatest Raider, or is Jeff George? Ken Stabler, but I feel sorry for Tom Marinovich and what he's gone through. Isaac Rojas. How you doing, Isaac? Let's see here. Hey, I like that. Eric, ET123, Rick Rice says, talk about the Kardashians, Zinni, and the women will follow. Are the Kardashians Raider fans? Yeah, wait a minute. Kim Kardashian is a Raider fan. And here's how I know it. I saw her at a Raiders game 2 years ago. Kim Kardashian is a Raider fan. Yes. Now, Kid Cool. Okay. Let's see here. Now, Isaac Ross, do you know if NFL owners and Roger Goodell are doing the kind of cost breakdown like you did on your vlog? I don't believe, I'm going to say this straight out, I don't believe they know the issue as well as I do and all the ins and outs to be able to model it the way that I did. However, I've changed that. I've changed that as of today. As to what kind of impact it's going to have, I don't know, but I'll say it again. And I'll go to the owners' meeting with this idea. I'll go to my grave with it. The Raiders are going to go broke if they're allowed to go to Las Vegas. They'll be evicted. It's just a matter of time. That deal does not pencil out. The major problem is the stadium, which consists of the naming rights deals, the luxury boxes, and so on. In the revenue model that was presented at the SNTIC last year, that didn't throw off enough cash to pay for the debt that's been heaped on it. The Bank of America debt and the transportation cost debt. That's a big problem. Now, let's see here. Golden State Raider block. Golden State Raider. Let's see. Chloe is. Anthony Antonucci, how are you? Any news on Marshawn Lynch? I haven't checked yet. I understand the Marshawn Lynch thing is some people say it's fake news. I am not going to report on something until I'm absolutely certain, and that I don't have anything absolutely certain about yet. Miguel Rose says, I hope the Raiders don't go broke. That would totally suck. I agree. Donald Richardson, how are you, Donald? Zinni, if you want women on this vlog, you have to invite them as a guest to the vlog. Great idea! God, that's so simple. I didn't think about it. And I'm not being sarcastic when I say that. You're right. I'll do that. Now, thank you, Donald Richardson. You're right. For the Enclave, Adrian Peterson or Marshawn Lynch, and why? Marshawn Lynch. He just has that. He's younger, and he just has that thing. He is younger, right? Yeah, he just has that thing. But that he's got that tough it quality. He's 31 versus what? Kid Cool, I don't know what you're doing, but let's see here. I think Kid Cool's gotta go. Sorry, Kid Cool, you are gone. Okay, there we go. Now, don't have to see Kid Cool's crap. All right, onward. Thank you, Isaac Rojas. Did I answer your question? Okay. Let's see here. Oh, Lynch would be the best thing. Oh, you're saying that Marshawn is... I'll look this up real quick. How old is Marshawn Lynch? Marshawn Lynch age. We'll find out. Marshawn Lynch is 30, folks. 30. Basically, Marshawn is the same age as Adrian Peterson. Let's double check that. So, that's a wash. Peterson. Adrian Peterson age 31. So Marshawn is a year younger than Adrian Peterson. I think Marshawn is just all the way around better for the Raiders. He's a home kid. His mom's here. He's a Cal Bear. Go Bears. He's got that tough, in-your-face, quite literally hand-in-your-face running style. Remember that run against the New Orleans Saints in the wild card playoff game where who's that dude he just threw down? I mean, quite literally threw him 12 feet? It was hilarious. Oh, it was hilarious. Crowd went nuts. That was a heck of a year for him. Heck of a year for him. You want that kind of on your team. Miguel Rose wants some of the Raider cheerleaders to come to my live streams. It's a good idea. If the Raiderettes came to my live stream, we would talk about how cheerleaders are treated in the modern age and how they won that lawsuit. That would be a great conversation. Let's see here. Who better? Let's see here. What am I missing? Marshawn has fewer injuries. Someone pointed out. Skinny Raider news and vlogs. I don't think Raiders will get Marshawn Lynch since Greg Papa blew the whistle and ruined the secret. Basio Nito 24. Do you think Marshawn Lynch can be a wide receiver? I think he can catch. Yeah, he's been split out before. In fact, Bill Waller. Hi, Bill. How are you? Hi, Zinni. The NFL asked Oakland for a viable plan, which they do have. What's a viable plan, and why? And does Vegas have a viable plan? A viable plan is a plan that, first of all, has received government approval, so that you have the right to build a stadium. You have the financing for the land in place. You know who's going to be selling your bonds. You know who's going to be floating your bonds. And you have the approvals, or at least the timetable toward approvals to do that. You have a partnership with a team, or at least something that the team could use. It's really not much more than that. So from that measure, from that base measure, oh, and something else too, the deal has to pay for itself. So from that base measure, Oakland has a viable plan. From that base measure, Las Vegas does not, because of the finance issues I mentioned to you. From what I've been able to analyze and dig up, the Oakland Raiders will go broke and be homeless in Las Vegas, unless they dramatically change their stadium plans and designs, and it's going to have more than just a stadium. And then they're going to have to pray it pencils out by market absorption, because that market is not big enough. Oh, and by the way, I never mentioned the relocation fee. There are some who believe the relocation fee will be as high as $650 million. So, if the relocation fee, you've got, think about this, folks, $650 million in debt, add LIBOR interest, you're looking at 676, Bank of America debt, right? You got the transportation costs you have to pay for, off-site infrastructure, transportation costs. That's $450 million if you split the difference. 900 million, divided by 2. And then you've got the relocation fee. Okay? So let's say it's $650 million. Whew. 1.3 billion dollars. And then you've got the transportation cost. You look at $1.95 billion in debt. Excuse me, $2 billion. $2 billion. $2 billion 500 million in debt. $2 billion in debt. Let's just say that. So you have $2 billion in debt that the Raiders are responsible for. And then you've got $750 million public. That deal looks a lot different than it did when they first started out, when Uncle Sheldy was involved. Whew. Wow. Now, ET123, is Joe Flacco an elite quarterback? Someone asked that before. Yes. Do I think... Okay, let's see. What am I missing here? I'm about that action, boss. Says Golden State Raider. Donald Richardson is in the Philippines. Hey, everybody, let's say hi to Donald Richardson in the Philippines. Hey, Donald. How's the weather in the Philippines? Please say hello to Donald Richardson. And is it Cavite City? I will say hello. Hello, Donald. How's that? Yeah. Okay. Brady Armstrong. Will Hub, I don't... You're new here, but I don't... Hey, can you erase that comment? I don't like that term. When you said, what's up? If you don't erase that, I'm going to block you. You can start another identity and say something else, but will you erase that, please? If you don't erase that or say you're not going to do that again, I'm going to have to block you. Okay. Okay, so you did it again. Okay, Will Hub, you are gone. Bye. Go somewhere else. Raymond Paz, you didn't offend anybody. I didn't see anything. Let's see here. I blocked him. I blocked Will Hub. No problem. Got him. Got him. Raymond Paz, thank you. Raymond Paz is blocked. I'll have to go back and find... You said Brady Armstrong? You go and find Brady Armstrong. Okay, Brady Armstrong is blocked. Okay. Cleaned up. Now, onward. Now we can get to the good stuff. All right. Send out a couple of tweets. Thank you. You know what? God bless you all. From the bottom of my heart, I really, really do. You guys are outstanding. You all are just terrific. Really are, okay? Really are. And just outstanding. I'm putting out this latest tweet. Hashtag Oakland. And then hashtag Raiders. There. Okay, now, let me get back to your questions. I blocked them all. Yes. Got them. Thomas Brush. Block that fool. John Marks, you're welcome. You're welcome, Miguel. You're welcome. Will Hub is back in a different way, but Will Hub is also gone. Sorry, Will. You're gone again. Bye. Okay. Yeah. Now, Cyril Perez asked me if I can explain what off-site transportation costs is. And I can. It's like this. You've got, I wonder the appropriate prop here. I wonder if maybe I've got some illustration that I can use here. A little show and tell. Yeah, actually I do. Okay, folks. What this little doodad is, ta-da! Can you see that? It's upside down. Let's make it right side up, shall we? It is right side up. I have not showed this to anybody in a heck of a long time. Now, what is this? This is my personal rendition. I made this way back in 1999 of what the Oakland Coliseum would look like to host the Super Bowl, okay? Now, let's see here. I think I just saw something I didn't really like there. Sam Taylor's blocked. Okay, Sam Taylor is gone. No more stuff there. That's what this is, okay? Now, off-site transportation in this case, off-site transportation infrastructure, this is the site, right? Up here is off-site. You see this is BART? Okay? This is a great example of off-site transportation infrastructure. This is public, all right? And also the streets and roads around it. Here, this is San Leandro Boulevard right here. Okay? This is off-site. This is on-site. So, off-site transportation infrastructure refers to the streets and the roads, and primarily that's what NDOT's concern is, not so much the rails, although monorails is a consideration as well, but still, they're concerned with how big these streets and roads and interchanges are. For example, in this corner up here, all right, is Hagenberger. Way up there. You can't see that. Right there, okay? This is all, that's off-site transportation infrastructure. Now, you might wonder what this is supposed to be. What you're looking at is, you see here, right? And this is a temporary third deck with a corporate sponsor for Super Bowl. That's right, Super Bowl 39. This is what I was responsible for, Super Bowl 39. And the idea is you put a sponsor here. You can also buy all of these suites here. We would sheathe it in your corporate logo for the Coliseum. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. 72,000. That was all this plan. That was it. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. Whatever, good. I haven't looked up back here in quite a while. This is, what else do I have here? Oh, let's see what I've got. It's interesting goodies. Hold on a second. I'll look back here in a while. Hey, this is the race and ethnicity for the city of Oakland. This is I presented to the league. It's discolored now. White, 38%, black, 37%, Hispanic, 15%, Asian Pacific Islander, 9%, other, 1%. Total population, 319,000. This was in 1999. Okay? Yeah. So, what else do I have here? I presented that to the Super Bowl Policy Committee. Let's see. What else do I have here? Oh, boy. Talk about a trip back memory lane. Wow. Oh, I got this doodad. Look at this. This is, hey, I haven't seen this in a long time. Look at this. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, there it is. Look at that. Look at that. Woohoo. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, let's see. Will Hubble is blocked again. Okay. Will's gone again. Okay, now. Let's see here. This is the board members. All right. I was the City of Oakland here. Can you see that? Look at that. See? City of Oakland. Then Thomas Armstrong, Bay Venture Council. Mike Baines, Baines and Robertson. Bob Brown, Sports Vision. Clifford Clark, Oakland Marriott. Mary Contaxis, Oakland Raiders Booster Club. And Cook, Oakland Football Marketing Association. John B. Foster, Foster Media. We had everybody. We had Lee Steinberg and Morad. Christopher Wiles, Bay Sports Publishing. Michael Sawyers, UC Berkeley. Phil Tagami. I mean, this was the confirmed board members as of 8/31/99. Still have all that stuff. Isn't that cool? Oh, let's see here. Hunter Reed is blocked. He's gone. Okay. All right. Now Hunter Reed is banned. Okay. Yeah, I got him, John. He's gone. It only takes a second to block people, so why they do it, I don't know. I mean, they're not gonna last. I don't hesitate. But the bottom line, all that stuff, wasn't that cool? Wasn't that cool? That was something else, huh? That was something else. Jessica Hubbard blocked. Okay. Let's see here. Hey, is there a way I can make you a moderator on this? If you let me know how you do that, I'm happy to do it. That'd be great. Let's see here. Super chat. I think you send a super chat. Let's see here. Okay, hide. I see that. Okay, never mind. I was testing the super chat device there. Show chat. That's interesting. That is really interesting. I didn't know you can do that. Huh. I did not know one could do that. Okay, I didn't know that. All right. Okay. Yes. Hey, tell me how I can make you a moderator, and I will make you a moderator. Now, you guys are great. Yeah, Sunday Night Idiots are out tonight, but we got rid of them. Miguel Rose, hey Zinni, that's great stuff. You really know your stuff. Good picture of football stadium. Thank you. Yeah, that was my job. I was the head of the Super Bowl 39 bidding committee, and well, almost makes me want to cry. I forgot I had all that stuff. It was just been sitting there. Of course, you could say I don't clean up much. Yeah, I need to go on a spring cleaning, boy. I really do. But I'm not here a lot. You know, I'm in Georgia. Thank you. Yeah, I will. Is there Oh, you said, what was the job of the finance committee? You mean on my Super Bowl board? T.I. Howard, can you clarify that and I'll let you know. See what call. Hey, how are you? You click on the name and the option should be there. Oh, okay. I'll do that. Ah, okay. Is there a list of owner Twitter handles or emails? Yeah, Richard Hayek, there, yes. There's, Darren Harada has one at the Save Oakland Sports Facebook page. She's posted it. Yeah. Oh, the YouTube sign. It came off because I was showing up, it's... it got... Thank you. It got dropped here because I was showing you all these other great signs, and that's what happened. It was up here earlier. But you know what? It's here. Somehow, where is it? Somehow it got buried, okay? It's here. Where is it? It's below all my great signs. I was taking a trip back to yesteryear here. Oh, there it is. I see it. Hold on a second. I see it. Oh, that's kind of hard to get to. There it is. Wait a second. I see that booger. There it is. YouTube sign is rescued. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Ta-da! There it is. YouTube. Never to fall again. There we go. Ta-da! Nah, of course it'll fall again. Now, Victoria Simpson, thanks for blocking those racist fools. Makes me sick. You're welcome. Okay, now, let's see here. You said there's a way I can make a focus a moderator here. And, where are you, Golden State Raider? There you are. Can I make you a moderator? Okay, add moderator. Golden State Raider, you are now officially a moderator. Welcome. Who else? Let's see. Zinni, Donald Richards. Zinni, are you going live at the owners' meetings? Any reporters? Yes, I'm going live. I don't have a scheduled reporters yet. That's a good idea. I'll work on that this week. T.I. Howard, let's see here. Golden State Raider let's all welcome Golden State Raider as Zinni62 Livestream moderator, chat moderator. There will be a t-shirt in your future, Golden State Raiders. So if you have a chance, send me an email with your address. I will get a t-shirt for you for being our first moderator. Welcome aboard. Email Zennie, Zennie at zennie62.com. Got it. Thank you. Oh, it's an honor that you're doing this. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody else want to join Golden State Raider as a moderator? By a show of a hand. Or hands. A hand and a yes. Just so I see all these hands. It's like, make it. Yeah. Anybody else? Let's see. Ant as moderator, the Golden. Congratulations, Golden. Block Mike Will. Okay. Donald Richardson is a yes. Donald Richardson wants to do it. Is that right? Donald Richardson says yes. Okay, Donald Richardson is a moderator. So we have Donald Richardson and Golden State Raider. Welcome. And Donald, same thing to you. Send me an address and get your t-shirt as well. You got it. Miguel wants to be a moderator. Miguel, you got to be good though, man. I'm gonna put you on notice because sometimes you post some shit, man. So I'm gonna I don't know. Okay, I'm putting you in the review area for about the next few, and then we'll revisit the idea. But there was a couple of times when you were posting some stuff and people were getting mad at you. All right, so I'm kind of hesitant to do that in your case. Now, these other guys, now John Marks, I love to have as a moderator. You want to do it too, John? John, you around? I should reward the people who bought my shirts as well. Gabriel B. I want to give, let's see here. Where's John Marks? John Marks. Okay, John Marks is now a moderator. We have 3 moderators. Welcome, Golden State Raider, Donald Richardson in the Philippines, and John Marks somewhere in the United States. Welcome, everybody. I assume the United States. Welcome, everybody. This is fun. Never done. You get no. That's not true, Anthony. Okay, wait a minute. Anthony says he gets no respect. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Richard says everybody's an on the moderator. No, not everybody. Not everybody. All right, Anthony, you're a moderator. Now we have 4 moderators. Okay. 4 moderators. Also, promote the channel. Woohoo! Get them everybody excited, and we'll get a schedule going. This is cool. Richard is right. Everybody wants to be a moderator. Everybody's a moderator. Everybody gets that trophy that said you participated, right? But that's okay. Pretty good. What is cancer action? That's another thing. Okay, now. Keep Raider 87 off the chat. You guys got that? David Horta, that's Oprah old school. Everyone gets to moderator. Hey, David, do you know about... Do you have that list? No, it was Darren that did that, not you. It was Darren. Patrick E. Zinni, or valued moderator, serious question. Was I being offensive by saying what's up to Donald in the Philippines? No, not at all. What's up? Hey, Donald, what's up in the Philippines, man? That's offensive? No, come on, not at all. No, not at all. Bill Waller, go Zinsters. Yes, thank you. John, sorry, you underestimate my power. No, John. No, Jordy. You underestimate the power of the Zinsters. Oh, thank you. Hey, Sue Wong Kong got your back, yeah. Hey, no, Larry, you're my hero. Thank you. You guys are my heroes because you make this fun, okay? And I thought about this. Who's gonna watch? Who cares? But people like this. They care. You know, I like this. That's right. Great power comes. John Marks said it. I like the way the moderators sign are in blue, right? Yeah. Gabriel B. Zinni got a schedule. Yeah, I'll get one out to you, everybody. In fact, would the moderators please all send me emails of theirs so I can keep you abreast of things, and this makes me better. Makes me better, yes. John was from Superman, huh? Larry Frugal, you bought 3 shirts? Hey, everybody, a hand for Larry Frugal. He bought 3 shirts. Thank you. ET123 Rick Rice says, hey, Zinni, why would the owners vote no when they get $20 million apiece in relocation fee? That's a great question. I mean, that's... Okay. Hold on a second. ET123 Rick writes gets question of the day. I'm going to write that question of the day by E.T. Rick. I'll say E.T. Rick for short, okay? All right. Now, let's ponder that. That assumes the Raiders can pay it, right? So, what you want, ideally, is a situation where you have an owner like Bob McNair, the owner of the Texans. When I bet Bob, Mr. McNair, in 1999, I met him at the Wilson cocktail party at the Chicago Fall NFL Owners Meeting on November 1st of 1999. Chicago O'Hare, Hyatt Regency O'Hare. Yeah. And he told me, in fact, that brings up a story. I'm going to put that story right out here. It's about Jay Glazer, all right? Anyway, he told me that he sold off his cogeneration plants and basically sold them for $1.4 billion. And so of that $1.4 billion, he was able to outbid Michael Ovitz. Does everybody here know who Michael Ovitz is by show of hands? By show of hands. Anybody know that? Michael Ovitz. Hey, Sue, I understand about the paycheck. I'm going to get a sponsor to buy some shirts. I'm going to really work this thing. I think we've got something that can really grow into quite a great show. Barry Lee has not heard of Michael Ovitz. Let's see here. Zitonic Taze deleted. Thank you, Golden State Raider. Now, Ellis Conway's heard of Michael Ovitz. Okay, Michael Ovitz, formerly of Disney, Anthony. John Marks has not either. John Marks has never heard of Michael Ovitz, and you're the creature feature guy? That boggles the mind. Okay, all right, let me stop. Now, Michael Ovitz. I wonder if I have that book around here. Anyway, Mike Ovitz started CAA, Creative Artists Agency, who the organization's home is to, and has been home to such luminaries as Tom Cruise, Paul Newman, others. Okay, anyway, Michael Ovitz steered and spearheaded the first effort to try to bring an NFL team back to Los Angeles. He wanted a team in a city you may have heard of called Carson. Remember that? He was going to build a stadium called the Hacienda. The Hacienda. In fact, the Hacienda, Anthony Antonucci, yeah. He was the most powerful guy, entertainment for all Disney. That's correct, he was. That's right. Now, and so, Dave. Hey, David, about this, you said you just tweeted that list out of Save Oakland Sports page. Yeah, that one. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Now, let me come back to answering the question about Michael Ovitz with respect to Bob McNair. Michael Ovitz was prepared to pay a franchise fee of $550 million. But Bob McNair outbid him. Bob McNair paid $750 million. Okay, for the right to put the Houston Texans into action in Houston. And Commissioner Tagliabue just tried to, lick your frog. Can't have that here, man. I like the Packers, but none of that stuff. No insulting other people. Sorry. Yeah. Or we'll block you real quick. Just, you've been warned once. That's it. Okay. Okay. Now. Yeah. Thank you. He said he's sorry. Fine. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you. Now, back to the Ovitz matter. McNair outbid him. Okay. So from that perspective, ask yourself this question. Does Mark Davis have an extra $1 billion laying around, or $700 million, where he can just simply pay that franchise fee? I'm waiting for the answer. Because I say no. Okay? I say no. Oh, T.I. Howard, why did the NFL Finance Committee publicly suggest everything was A-okay with the Marks financing? Oh, because T.I. Howard at the time, we're talking weeks ago, they didn't know. Unless there was a news report that's out today that I'm not aware of. People are now looking at the deal. Bank of America was new. You have to look at something and then move forward. But I'm going to tell you this. The way the NFL works is, it's like the players work. You ever hear the players on TV? They don't badmouth each other on television. It's the same thing. So you're not going to hear them badmouthing each other to the media. Now, behind closed doors, different story. Now, what can the Raiders do? Crawford 371. Thank you for cleaning this up. Yes, thank you. Golden State Raider. Any racial comments automatically banned. Thank you. Woo! Golden State Raider. Thank you. Yeah. ET123 Rick Rice. Hey, Zen, you never answered my question. I thought I was answering. Aim it for me again and correct me, please. I apologize. I thought I was doing that. And sometimes I go on these digressions. So please ask it again, okay? Will Scott, hey Zinni, how are you? It says, hey Zinni, what do you think about sending messages to all the NFL owners before the meeting opposing the Raiders move? I think it's a great idea, and Ray Bobbitt is the person that's doing that. Find Ray Bobbitt on Facebook. Ray is like, Ray Charles. Bobbitt is B. Well, I'm going to write it down here. Stupid me. Hold on a second. Hey, Gabriel, where you going? You're taking off. Hey, Gabriel, see, we didn't upset you, did we? Is everything cool? Are you saying, bruh, did I miss something? Let me know. I don't want you to go up way upset. Let me know. Bobbitt. Let's see here. Rick Rice, hi, it's all good. Why would the owners vote? No, when they get 20 million apiece, they vote yes. Oh, that's what I'm saying. And E.T., I was answering your question. It was just long-winded, okay? I was just long-winded, all right? And now, what I was saying is that, ET123 Rick Rice, what I'm saying is that, given what I was talking about with, you heard Michael Ovitz, and then the Michael Ovitz, and then Bob McNair, right? You got that part? My question is, can Mark Davis, does he have enough money to just pay a franchise fee of $650 million like that? Okay. Oh, hey, Gabriel B., I am worried about it. It sounds like I missed something. If you have a question, repost the question, and I'll answer it. I apologize profusely. I apologize. Now, so I am worried about it. I don't want you to go away upset. Let's see here. Victoria Simpson, bottom line, Raiders are moving. Victoria, here's the bottom line. If the Raiders move, they're fiscally fucked. That's the real bottom line. So, hey, look. Everyone wants to say, oh, Zinni's going to be wrong if the Raiders move, and they're going to be wrong. You know what? I don't care. Because I know if they move financially, no way. It's a sad deal. I win either way. They move, they get evicted eventually. They stay here, they thrive. Which do you choose? I choose staying here, thrive. I can't lose. I can't lose. Now, hey Zinni, this one, any merit you've heard? Let me see here. No, he doesn't. Now, Greg Wilson, do you think if Al Davis never left the Raiders, would have had a new Coliseum? If so, who's to blame? Gregory Wilson, that's another great question, all right? Let's see here. Great question. Writing great question. Here. There. Great question. Again, do you think if Al Davis never left the Raiders, would have been a new Coliseum? If so, who's to blame? And then Anthony says, Donald Richards says, I noticed the Raiders have not posted the results of the surveys they took about relocation. Why do you think that is? Because they didn't go their way? Let's see here. Victoria Simmons says, Raiders, thank you. Farmhouse, hi guys, how you doing? That's Farmhouse, good, but hey, Farmhouse, participate in the conversation, please. Now, here is the deal. Oh, the digressions. All right. As far as Al Davis in the Coliseum. And I'm going to post it one more time because I think it's a great question. Again, great question. If Al Davis never left or never passed away, the Raiders would have had a new Coliseum. Let me clarify that. Do you mean left Oakland for L.A.? If that's what you mean, do you mean that? And that's, I guess, I would have to mean. My answer is, yeah, he would have had an upgraded Coliseum one way or the other. It would have taken longer. Let me think this through. Given the climate politically as I remember it, if Al Davis stayed, it would only be under the condition that he got the 79 luxury boxes he wanted. And if he stayed under those conditions, the A's still would have had that bleacher outfield where you can sit on the grass. John Marks remembers that. I think if he had stayed, he would have signaled, because he had what he wanted, a better relationship climate between the parties. And I think the Coliseum improvements would have been more incremental, as opposed to the big east side you've got over there. But what happened there scared Oakland straight, because Pete Rozelle said you can't move. Lionel Wilson didn't think he was going to move, thought he was bluffing. It was a different time. Now, we as a city are prepared. And also something else too is I believe, let's see here. David Huerta has got a great post here. I think I'm accidentally missing. Let me see. I want to go back and make sure I got that. Let's see here. T.I. Howard, like father, like son, Al too wanted something for nothing. Al was not a great businessman. No personality for business, no interest in compromise. Stole Raiders from another owner, David Huerta. But by now, that place would have been outdated, so back to square one. I'm still asking for a new stadium now. That's true. That's true. Gabriel B., what's the best place for the Raiders? I think they should go to L.A. because they would get the hype of the century. The problem, Raider for the Hazen, you get that. Thank you. Hey, the problem, Gabriel, is that you have two teams in L.A. You have the Rams and the Chargers. So that's dead. Okay. Let's see here. Zenny62, do you think it's time for Mark to let go some of the team? No, I think it's time for Mark to really refocus how the team is ran. And I think he needs to get a good business development staff around Mark Bedane. It's not there. That's what I think. Let's see here. Farmhouse. Yeah, Farmhouse. If you don't stop, you're going to be booted. One more, you're gone. Straighten up and fly right, or don't fly at all. Now, Patrick E. Zenny, do you think by now we have heard someone in the mainstream media report something contrarian to the Vegas project as you are, and why not? Well, no, I think you hear. Look, Jason La Canfora does a good job of reporting what he hears. The dynamic is they want access in a way. I want access too, but not. I want access to certain aspects of the league, right? But I want the freedom to evaluate and speak my mind on NFL business decisions I know about. And this one I know about. I only talk about what I know about. For the most part. But the rest of the media, they don't have my background. I have my undergraduate and master's degrees in urban planning from Texas, Arlington, and Berkeley. My first job in college was with a summer job as intern with the city of Dallas under my boss, Joe Pobiner. City of Fort Worth, under my boss, Joe Pobiner. The next year, my last year at UTA, my boss was a man who's my friend to this day, Pierre Pereira. And Pierre dated Mi Matsumoto, whose sister, Kim Matsumoto, I went to Skyline with. Skyline High School. So Pia and I just happened to meet. I called looking for a job, and talked to Pia, and I said I went to Skyline. He goes, "Oh, did you know Mi Matsumoto?" And I said, "No, but I know her sister." It's like, whoa. So, and I mean, Pia thinks I'm to this day a really nuclear dude, but whatever. That brings back memories. My background's in planning, okay, and in urban planning. So what I bring to the media table is an entirely different approach. They're people who are trained as journalists. That's how they think. They don't understand how to think about cities or politics. They understand how to like ask questions and write. Fine. But I bring a different, I have a unique set of skills. Let's put it that way. All right. Now next question. Let's see here. Let someone get rid of Farmhouse. You know what? Farmhouse, I'll get rid of you because I'm sorry. I just don't have any patience right now. Okay. John Marks. Zay Zinni, don't forget Joe Bort started this in 1979. You're right. He certainly did. Let's see here. Yep. Farmhouse was introduced to the block. Anthony Antonucci. The LA move made sense at the time. This is Anthony Antonucci, but it was a real kick between the legs for Oakland. Ouch. I got a visual there. That hurts. And it's definitely the reason why the relationship has been strained. True. Scully Raider News and Blogs. Hey Zinni, I requested a day off from work to see your live stream next weekend. Thank you. Got it. But hey, it's not going to be next weekend. I'm not getting in until Monday morning. Okay? You mean, so just letting you know. Farmhouse want to play Monopoly. He's gone. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see here. There was Barry Lee. I missed something before Barry. Someone said Skyline High School boo. Pay Purple Knights. Miguel Rose, Derek Carr is a great quarterback. Let's see here. Thomas Beltran thinks Mark Davis should sell the team. I believe that the owners will allow the Raiders to stay here, which will so upset Mark Davis that he will want to sell the team because he didn't get what he wanted. That's what I believe. Mark Davis is in a box. If he moves to Vegas, he goes to a situation that's fiscally untenable. If he stays here, he's in a better situation fiscally, but it, for some odd reason, isn't what he wants. Unless he decides he wants it. But if he doesn't really want to be in this rich area, he should sell the team, but not make everybody suffer for what he doesn't want. That's just my thinking. Now, there's too much going on here. Have you seen the latest in wearable tech? Isn't someone asking how can you apply this wearable tech to the NFL and the stadium experience? I'm just, God, what's going on in the Bay Area is just incredible. Whoa. Let's see here. Goodell does uphold the tradition of tag league. Yes, that's true. Anthony Antonucci is now a paladin of Zinni. That's true. Oh, Jason La Canfora, I was saying that has a great track record of telling the story like it is at the time. That is, if it looks good for Vegas, he'll say so. If it looks bad for Vegas, he'll say so. If there's a problem for Vegas, he'll say so. If there's not, he'll say so. Jason La Canfora of CBS Sports. I think he's a true journalist. He really is. And I'm not deriding anybody else, but Jason is straight up professional. That's how he is. He is, although he does render opinion, but he's a reporter. Yeah, that's how he is. In fact, there are a number of people that are really good at what they do. And, I like what Jason Cole does, okay? Jason's my friend, even though he's been weird to me lately, and I think his weirdness is kind of, head scratching, but whatever. But the bottom line is he does a great job. Sam Farmer does a great job. There are a number of people. Kevin Agee, San Diego down there. There was the guy at the Orange County Review, Scott, blanking on Scott's last name. There's Liz Habib with KTVLA in Los Angeles. There are a number of people who do a great job. They really are. But my style is different. I'm not a reporter. I am a blogger. A vlogger. A blogger and a vlogger. And that's a different type of animal, if you will. Different type. Now, I'm going to tweet out some more here. Yeah, I lost track of time. It's 11:09. I've been going for 2 hours. Not bad. I'm getting tired though because I'm gonna have to wake up earlier in the morning a bit than I like. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up soon because I am fading and my client's gonna. I feel my client's gonna call me at market hours. Ugh, jeez. But I'll let you know. Hold on a second. Hashtag NFL. I'm just seeing out a tweet here. Hashtag Raider Nation. I gotta get some guests on here. All right, now, where was I? Will they stay in Oakland? As I've said before, Maniac 5900. If the NFL lets Mark Davis leave, it's fiscal suicide for the Raiders. Will they stay in Oakland? Yes. There's an 80% chance of a vote toward Oakland. I cannot see the owners allowing Mark to commit fiscal suicide, but we do have Donald Trump as president. Now, let's see here. Travis, I have to be up before 7:35. I hope this. Yeah, I hope so too. Yep, I'll be on tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. They do. The Raiders do need billions in the Bay. If the region is literally here's Anthony Antonucci. How is Mark Davis not making billions in the Bay Area? The region is literally making money hand over fist. Wouldn't he get major loot from sponsors? Yes, and yes, if you approach them properly and have the army to do so. You spend money on the people to do it. Just saying. Should Davis just be partial owner and let Oakland own most of the team or something like how Green Bay Packers run? I like that. There's been a talk of that. ET123 Rick Rice asks, hey, Zenny, how come Oakland hasn't released a stadium plan yet? Have you seen it? And I'm sure there is one, yes. And there are others who've seen it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting. As to why they're delaying it, I don't know. Oh, Dan Quiones, Zenny, please read my 3 posts above. Thanks. Let me see. Dan, sorry. Dan, can you repost them? Oh, I'm sorry. I see them, Dan. Realistically, the NFL handle all 3 franchise situations in a deficient manner. Can you explain that? Oh, here's another one. Don Quiones, summary. The Raiders in Las Vegas would disrupt the greater LA area's acceptance of Rams and Chargers due to their proximity and popularity over those two. I agree with you. And now you were saying you would say, Zenny, if you agree, why do you think the Raiders might be going to do fiscally well? It's because of the costs that have been heaped on them by the law and by the debt by Bank of America. Well, they kind of caused that themselves. That's why. Now, let's see here. Hey, Zenny, Oakland Raiders forget Vegas. Yes. Miguel Rose, where are all these stupid racists coming from? This is getting it is tiresome. Yeah, it is. Hey, like I say, you see a racist? It's like, what is that game? Is it called Whack-A-Mole? Whack-A-Racist. Yeah! Whack-A-Racist. Whack-A-Racist. We'll call it a game. Whack-A-Racist game. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. Okay. Don Quiones, the NFL is in a relocation orgy, quagmire, meaning Rams, Chargers, and possibly Raiders are all in a temporary stadium purgatory state, which is not good for the league. Not good for the league. Thank you. Not at all. Now, T.I. Howard, isn't it a bank's job to say, no, you're a poor risk? Yeah, it is. It is. Let's see. Yeah, Mark Davis does want his cake and eat it too. Crawford 371 is right. Staying in Oakland raises the team value up and raises other teams' values and also makes the cost demands with TV partners higher. Ding. Donald Richardson, is it a personal thing with Mark Davis against the Bay Area? Some people tell me it is. And there's reasons I don't want to recite here because they're personal. But yeah. Zinni, be right back. I'm going to your shirt. Thank you. Get my shirt, man. King Kong should become the Raiders' new mascot. Hey, Miguel Rose, did you see the movie? I liked it. It was a great movie. Thomas Beltran, how can you not make money here? I don't get the guy being Mark. Yeah, I agree. Zinni, did you talk to really be the day you went to the event? Yes, I did. And we text quite a bit, and so when I'm at events like that, I like to give her space. I don't always feel the need that I have to put a camera in front of her face because this is, well, she's family, and I know she's thinking about it. It's kind of like, whatever. Okay, now, okay, now, all right, now let's see here. Build in Oakland. Let's see. Golden State Raiders. Zinni 62 t-shirt available. Go to Zinni 62 t-shirts available. Go to description for link. Yes. Okay, I did that for Dan. Let's see here. I answered that one from ET Rick 123 Rick Rice. Should Davis just be? Yes, I answered that one. What else? It will be sad if the Raiders leave the Bay Area. I'm a 49ers fan, but I enjoy having the Raiders around. Me too. Phil Castro. Mark Davis wants his cake he needed to. We should get on here? We should lobby, because he's on Twitter, we should lobby Jed York to be on this live stream as a guest. Everybody go to Jed York's Twitter account if you're on Twitter and tell him to be on the Zinni 62 live stream. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, the only vote is to table. Sue Wong Kong. Owners would vote approval just out of spite? I don't know about that. Let's see here. Scully Raider News and Blogs. Did you speak to Libby yet? Yes, I did. I think I'm missing something here. Oh. The link is here for the t-shirts. I think the last sale day was, I have to reactivate the sale day. I think it was the 15th, so I need to straighten that out. Let me see what's going on here. Maybe it may be, and it's still here. They have it here. Yeah, it's still here. The link is still here. So I am now posting the link. I'm posting the link here. T-shirt. That didn't go to. Hold on a second. Let's see here. T-shirts, I have to shorten the link because it's too long. Get that. Yes, they do. The Raiders do have minority owners that have billions. He's also quiet. Now. All right. Let's see here. He still wants one. Oops. Okay. Here is that link. And, all right. Tiny URL. Hey, folks, I have some good news. The last buy day was the 15th of March for t-shirts, but if you reserve one more, everything reopens up. So I'm about to post the link using Tiny URL. Make tiny. And is it tiny? Is it tiny? Oh, come on, Tiny URL, work for me. It's a way of shortening the URL here. And we be tiny here. Tiny URL. There it is. Copy to clipboard, which I just did. Go back to the live stream. Put that there. And t-shirts. There. I put the link down. Excuse the spamming the same question. I know you're reading late. More good questions coming soon. Thank you, Gregory. You're not spamming. If I don't see an answer, get away. That's not spamming. Okay, that's fine. Or you can spend $2 on Super Chat and make sure I see the question up there. It's $2. Let's see here. Now, any talk about Abrams taking over? I haven't heard that yet, but I need to research that. I think Mark should hire Dave Cavall to play peacemaker between him and Mayor Libby Schaff and City Council. It's a good idea. Don't the Raiders have a minority owner? Yes. Okay. Let's see here. Gabriel, look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. And everybody else. Northeast Los Angeles Raider 13. Are you going to stay a fan if they relocate? I'm a fan of Las Vegas, okay? I always have been. The Raiders there, that's going to be a tough stretch. I don't know. That would change how I think about a lot of things, because I'll always be an NFL fan, but the simple fact of the matter is, I hold that the deal, as it is structured now for Mark Davis, is lousy. And why would any NFL owner punish someone by effectively giving them what they want? As I've said before, this is a case of be careful what you might ask for, because you might get it. Or the Rolling Stones song comes to mind. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. Anyway, so yeah, why would the Bay Area NFL owners even think about leaving Bay Area media market for Vegas? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Will Davis feud with the Bay Area? The NFL can make him suffer more by staying and eventually putting up the team for sale. Yes, and I believe that's in the works. I really do. Raider Flea, good night to you, sir. Or ma'am, I'm not sure what you are, but you're Zinster as far as I'm concerned. Thank you for being here. The king of Vegas, please. Ron Harris. Antonucci left laying the Excalibur down on these racist trolls. Train good. Whack a racist. Whack a racist. I like it. Gregory Wilson. Have Oakland ask Davis what exactly he wants, needs, and try to meet on neutral or agreeing terms. Yes. Phil Castro, how you doing? Let's see here. Kevin Fontana, no. Kevin Wilson. Fontana is like, no, you don't want Jed York. As a 49er fan, you don't want Jed York. I can't stand Jed York. I like Jed. Jed's a friend of mine, okay? He's a friend, all right? So, yeah, I would love to have Jed York on. And I think a lot of people give Jed an unnecessarily hard time. And, particularly reporters are really nasty to him. Now, he does own the 49ers. People forget that. He owns the team. Now, is there a public trust that has to be respected? Of course there is. But some of the people talk to him in a way that just, it's hard to watch. Has he made good decisions from time to time? Yeah. Has he made bad ones? Yes. But respect the man. Anyway. Barry Lee, you're sleepy? I'm sleepy, man. I'm going out in 8 minutes. It's 11:30 PST, and yeah, you're right. Anthony, I want to thank everybody who has moderated. John Marks, Anthony, Donald Richardson, Golden State Raider. You all rock. You guys, Raider Jet Skis. Anthony Antonucci, thank you. Anthony Antonucci, John Marks, Golden State Raider. Thank you for moderating. Thank you. Donald Richardson, thank you. The 4 horsemen of the Zinster apocalypse. Yeah, I like that. The 4 horsemen of the Zinster apocalypse. Anthony Antonucci, Donald Richardson, John Marks, and Golden State Raider. There you go. Oh. David Herta. Could the Raiders end up in London? Nah, I don't think so. What am I missing here? Let's see here. Oh. It'll be all right. We are. Donald Richardson, I want to see you what... Yeah, send me an email. Donald Richardson, my email is this. This is my email. It's Zinny and everybody else at Zinni62. Excuse me. .com. It's also on my blog, Zinni62.com. So I'm easy to email and everything. So, are the lot group? I missed that lot group fortress question. Yes, you're a horseman. There were 4. Sumo, you thought there were 5. There were 4 horsemen, not 5. There were 4. You're welcome. Thank you all. Good night, Thomas. Thank you. It was. Look, Skelly Raider. You're not tripping. It was gone. The YouTube sign is back. I dug for it. Now, Jedi comes off as an elitist. That's why. Oh, Jed comes off as an elitist. Yeah, well, sometimes so do I. I mean, I just, I don't. I let people be who they are. I understand what you mean, but I don't see Jed as elitist. I see Jed as shy. Now you'd laugh at that because you say he gives you presentation and everything. That's not his best thing, okay? But I see him, he's a sensitive, shy person. So what you see as elitist, I see as that. So, because I've seen it at events and parties. He's not like working the room. He's standing in kind of one general area. All right? Is there a suitable alternative location in Oakland to build a Raiders stadium? Suitable? No. Alternative? Yes. Could there be one? Yes. I prefer the Coliseum. Transportation infrastructure is always there. It just works. Why do you want to move? If Dave is sincere wanting to stay in Oakland, if he could, why not have the BFA loan help financing in Oakland? It wasn't something, Mark reacts to the moment. He doesn't strike me as a guy who plans things out. He's more of an incremental, he's a reactive planner. Well, this fits what I want to do right now, so I'll do this. But he's not thinking 2 years ahead or anything like that. Hence the way the deal is structured. It's bad. It really is. 11:26. I'm signing off in less than 4 minutes. Northeast Los Angeles Raider 13. Do you think Raider fans in the Bay Area would turn in the 49ers if the Raiders leave? No. I think the Raider fans in the Bay Area would be simply turned off. In Northern California, be turned off from the NFL. I think a good majority of them wouldn't watch the NFL at all. Okay, what else am I here? I think I saw a question about Fortress. The Raiders. Let's see here. Did I? Showing love from San Diego. Go Raiders. Go. Hey, Scully Raiders News and Blogs. You go to Comic-Con, San Diego? I cover it every year. I've got to get my credential in there. Raiders minority owners like A's Fisher. Ah, interesting. Let's see here. What am I missing? No, Jerry Jones is not an ME of the Raiders. Got it. Do a live chat from the Raiders practice facility in Alameda. That'd be cool. It's an idea. Oh, hey, man. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the compliment, ET123 Rick Rice. Thank you very much. Anthony Antonucci. So why is Jerry Jones helping in Las Vegas? I'm going to dig into that. That's a good question. Yeah, but is Jones a fan of Mark? He seems to be. No, he's no Al. Jerry Jones is the modern Al Davis. See, Corvette LS7427 says, and I quote, never be a Niner fan, period. Suwo Kong, it's okay. A's will be opposite Giants baseball stadiums as it should be. 11:28. Mark may not be alive for the duration of 30-year loan term. Then what? You have a successor and the team goes on. I reported because you kept all... Oh, Richard Hatch. I reposted because you kept almost answering. Okay. Can you repost that one more time? Let me go back and see if I missed it again. I apologize. There's so much here. Zinni, who you're hearing is a no vote. I have my list, but I'm not sharing it. I have my list, and it equals 10. I ain't sharing it. Gregory Wilson, thank you for visiting, sir. Good night. Richard Hack, it has been laid out in what is lacking in the Oakland Fortress deal. Can those things be overcome? Yo, yeah, Richard, great question. Okay, let me highlight that, and I've answered that question before. I'm happy to answer it again. Hold on a second. Let me highlight your question. Q. Like that. Now, yeah, last week, Fortress had various conference calls with the NFL, and they went over details and basically did like we do whack a racist, but they're doing whack an issue. Okay, we've resolved that issue, resolve this issue, and it boiled down to the A's. Okay? So, and that's being resolved as I speak. This is constantly in motion. That's the fun part about it. Now, let's see here. Anthony Porch, we do not. Thank you. Donald Richardson, you got it before I did, man. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. It's 11:30. Everybody, I am exhausted. Oh, I got to get up. Good night. I'm going to say good night, everyone. Good night. See you Monday night. I'll say 9 p.m. PST. Okay. Thank you. Night, everybody. Thank you, moderators. 4 Horsemen. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Oh, Suwacom, quick question. Will the Blazers take the 8th? Stay tuned. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night, Zuns. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Thank you all for visiting. It's been a lot of fun. A ton of fun. Thank you all. Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Thank you. I can spend the next 2 minutes saying good night to her. Good night. God. A lot of people here. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Moderators. Woo! Moderators rock. Zinster moderators. The Zinsterators. The Zinsterators. Hey, wait a minute. The Zinsterators. I like that. I gotta write that down. The Zinsterators. You're not just moderators. You're Zinsterators. Boss sent me a text. Be a Zinster. I got you on text, man. Gotta have Boss back as a guest. We have to have the dynamic duo back. Dr. Death and Boss Man. Stay tuned. I'm trying to get Lee Steinberg on. Lee's got to be on my show. Lee Steinberg would have a lot to say about relocation in the NFL. Good night, everybody. Good night. Sweet dreams. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. See ya.